it to Stanislaus National Forest. Stopped at the ranger station. It was closed, so I just did a self-service permit. So we're almost there. I arrived at Crabtree Trailhead. So now I'm just starting my 2.5 miles to Camp Lake, which I'll only be there one night. It's pretty so far. I mean, I'm right next to the trailhead, but I think it actually might like rain a little bit on my trip, which should be nice because I'm feeling the fall vibes recently. There's the clouds. So I'm going that way towards Camp Lake. Originally I actually was gonna do a loop that went that way. But last minute I kind of changed it because it seemed like this way it covered more of the Emigrant Wilderness and the lakes looked prettier. So maybe next time. My first question of my whole trip is, when do manzanita berries become ripe? I've always seen like green manzanita berries, and I've never seen ripe ones, and I know that they're edible, so one day maybe the timing will be right for me and I can eat some. The flowers are so pretty. This is just, I'm so excited. Fuck yeah. Made it to Camp Lake. Looks like maybe there's a campsite over there, maybe. But there's also one like right behind me. But it's also like right off the trail. I realized I can't use my stakes because this is just rock, so they don't really go in. So I had to use like rocks, but you know, we figured it out. I'm really hoping it doesn't rain. Yeah, I'm starving. Cook dinner. The sunset's looking pretty. This whole lake is pretty. I made some Mexican rice and then I added like a pouch of chicken. So we'll hope it's good. It's just so pretty. So I hung my food up. I got my snack. And now I think I'm just gonna like read and fall asleep probably in like an hour or so. Also I have this Motorola Defy satellite like messenger, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty new, so it doesn't have like too many reviews, but I've tested it out and it works. The person that you're trying to text has to have the messaging app as well. So I sent my location and texted my husband. He's actually on a flight right now to Tennessee, so I don't know if I don't think he's texted back because he's on a flight, but yeah, I sent my location and hung my food up. Now I'm just chilling. just woke up. It looks so pretty outside. I'm gonna make coffee. If you're a pour-over type of person for coffee, I recommend this thing. You just use this and then you use one of these filters and it works great. So just like that, you have a nice cup of coffee. This is my the good coffee I brought. I didn't have that much left, so I have another bag of shitty coffee, which I'll drink later. So it's like 8:45. Left a little bit later than I wanted, but that's okay. And we're on our way. Oh wow. Out back where there's nothing to hide, where the sun sets surely and the seasons abide, where I can keep track, where I don't lag, where there's time to think and time to do not anything. Surely what your soul longs to do, to say I'm here and there and you, but anywhere. Okay, there's a little marmot up there. You can see his head. So I have about 4.5 miles left to the lake I'm camping at, which is Long Lake. Yep, so I've hiked about 6.5 miles. Just had a snack, used my satellite messaging thing to send a message to James, my husband, and send my location to my dad. It's pretty, there's like not very many people out here. I've passed 2 couples and then 1 group of dudes. So that's it. It's really pretty. Kind of chilly. Kind of wish I brought gloves, but you can have fires where I'm going, so I'll probably have a fire tonight. And I can't decide if I'm having lunch like along the way or if I just eat lunch when I get there because it's only 4.5 miles. So, but yeah, I think it's starting to rain, but just slightly. I'm not going to put my poncho on yet. If it starts really raining, then I will. It's so pretty. Like, it's 11:30 right now, and I've hiked around 7 miles. And I was thinking to when I hiked the PCT, like, people would try and do 10 miles before 10 a.m. And I'm like, I don't think I ever did that when I was on the PCT. I just had a hard time getting up early. 10 miles before 10 a.m. You'd have to start at like 6:30 in the morning. And that's like around when I had to wake up. And then it would take me a while to get ready, so yeah. But I would hike until like 8 o'clock at night. Well, between like 6 and 8 o'clock at night, sometimes even later. if I did 10 miles before 10 a.m., I probably wouldn't have had to hike so late into the night. Or maybe I still would have hiked late into the night and just would have got more miles done. I love a meadow. I would love to just like run out there and lay in the grass and stuff, but I'm pretty sure it'd be like death by a mosquito, so I guess that'll be a pass for me. I just feel like a bear should be out there, but I still have never seen a bear in the wild. Like, bro, I'm ready. I decided to put my pack cover on like 2 minutes ago, and now it's hailing. Not like crazy hail, but tiny little things. I'm just debating if I should put my poncho on or not. Oh, I think it's stopping. I'm gonna wait. It's pretty cool though. As long as I don't get like struck by lightning. Had a quick lunch. I was able to use my Motorola Defy satellite messenger to text my husband. And it's cool, like you can actually just text, so he texts me back, and yeah, pretty cool. Put the poncho on. It's raining a little bit harder than it was before. Well, just bigger drops and more steady, so. But I'm literally like 0.1 or 0.2 miles from the lake I'm camping at, which is Long Lake. That's a big ass lake. It's really pretty. I was contemplating going for like a swim, or since no one's here, maybe like a skinny dip, but now that I've been sitting still for a while, it's pretty cold. I mean, the water is warmer than it is outside. Like maybe if I had a fire. I have a feeling I'm not going to. Since I'm setting up my sleeping system, figured I'll tell people what I have. So this is just a Nemo pillow. I know it looks kind of dirty, probably because it is. And it blows up pretty easily. So. Two breaths, and then it's done. Let's see, sleeping pad. Honestly, it's like $30 from Amazon, and it's really comfortable. I sleep on my side and like barely touching the ground, barely. For my sleeping bag, I've had this for like 6, almost 7 years. And it has definitely been used. And I freaking love it. It was cheap. It's a 0 degrees. It is Outdoor Vitals. They were kind of like a small company when I bought it. I don't know about them now. But I freaking love it. So I've slept in -5 degree weather in it, and it's great. So yeah, that's it. So I was sitting by the fire, like just relaxing. Obviously relaxing way too hard because I looked up and my freaking Crocs were on fire. So at least it didn't completely melt though. Just a little bit. I guess I won't put my feet so close to the fire. Dang. So I've just been sitting by the fire, reading. It's obviously raining, probably hear it. And I freaking went to make dinner, and my spoon is literally nowhere to be found, which freaking makes me upset, because, like, I remember when I left the place I stopped for lunch, like, I looked around and was like, okay, I'm not missing anything. So I'm wondering if, like, I did pack it and maybe it fell out of my backpack or something, but so I'm using my shovel, so we'll see how it works. So I'm probably just gonna eat and then read and then get to bed.
I made like a polling system, so it's really easy, so. And there she is. Okay. I'm not going to my garbage bag because it was raining. Okay, I need to move.
Maybe it's the weather, because it's so like dark and spooky, and like the way the wind is howling and stuff. But last night, like, I think I kept hearing the water splash against the rocks over there, and I could have sworn there was like a bear coming to eat me. This wasn't even when I was sleeping yet, but I was just like spooked, and I was like, hello? And I was like, do I need to grab my bear spray? And then I like stood up and I was listening, and it was just coming from the lake. Like, it was the water splashing against the rock, but it was like echoing against the trees or something, because it sounded like it was coming from like back there where a bear would come from. And then I swear I kept hearing like people like talking. This lake must be haunted, or I'm just crazy. It would be a shame if I didn't get a time lapse of the clouds like rolling over the lake. So things get way too wild for me. I am a child. I fantasize about the last words I'll say. I say today's my just doing my hair. Okay. Almost done. literally looks like shit. Whatever, I'm gonna be wearing a hat anyways. Okay, it's 9:40. Left about an hour later than yesterday, but only have 7 miles. Unless I decide to go further, but we'll see about that. Okay. It's wet and windy. The rain was able to let up for a bit, so I could pack up my stuff. And we got the poncho. Hell yeah. I'm excited to get warm. So I sit by myself in the living room and I play my piano alone. 'Cause I'm too scared to delete all our videos. Don't try this at home. Woo! But I long for the sight of a blurry line so lucky. So it started pouring. It was getting really cold too. But I made it to the lake I wanted to go to, Meadow Lake. I was really hoping that this lake would have like tree coverage like the last lake I was at, but it is just like, it's just exposed granite, which is really annoying right now because it's like so windy and so rainy. So, and like, I was like trying to set up my tent and the wind is just blowing it everywhere. I was on granite, so I couldn't even use stakes to get it to stay down. And then I'm like, I am right in the wind, so I just scooped everything up. Didn't even like put it away, you know. And I just scooped everything up in my backpack on one arm and just like basically ran to a different place where I could just set up my tent so that I can get dry. And as I'm setting it up, it's just pouring. So the inside of my tent's pretty wet. But I like wiped it down with a sock. With the sock I was wearing, which was already soaked, so. My poncho is like soaked through. So my down jacket got a little wet, but I'm just like sitting in my sleeping bag and I'm with it in there hoping that like my body heat will dry it off. The only thing that sucks is I really have to pee. And as a woman, I have to go outside and squat and pee. Instead, I wish I could just pee in a bottle like a dude can. But so I might maybe go outside and pee really quick. Then I'm just gonna come back in here and make lunch and read. It's pretty early in the day too. It's like 1:30 or 2. I'll just read. It's pretty. Stopped raining for a little bit, so that's good. There's some people over there. I was able to finally freaking go pee. There she is. hint of blue sky. Oh, but look at that, bitch. On another note, I've been trying to start this fucking fire for, I swear, like a freaking hour. And like, these are like, originally they were really dry. They're a little damp though, but like they light and then they just go out. And all the little twigs that I would usually use to start a fire just are wet. The fire didn't work out. Headed to bed. I'm so glad that it's not raining anymore. I have a feeling tomorrow it's gonna be so nice out in the morning. I'm excited. I was really hoping today would be good weather. But it's been raining for a few hours. I have to go get my food and it's like 200 feet away. And it's raining. And I have to pee. This will be stronger. Also, I had a tea last night that was like apple spice cinnamon tea, and that shit, like, the flavor stained my cup. And you would think like apple cinnamon spiced coffee would be good, but it kind of just tastes like when you leave a piece of fruit in your lunch pail for too long. Like, I don't know, like just the lingering smell of some random fruit. And usually it's bananas that do that, so I'm just like thinking bananas when I'm drinking my coffee. That's why I want this one to be a little stronger, so hopefully it doesn't taste like that. Hailing. My knee kind of hurts. It's just like, it smells so good. I love hiking. It smells good. Even though I can't really see like off in the distance, like it's still so pretty. I love it. I just wish my knee didn't hurt though. Finally on the downhill, and it's all downhill from here to the car. Been hiking for about 2 hours, and I feel like I have not made it that far, really. But I mean, maybe I have, I don't know. It's just been raining the whole time. It's freaking cold. And that, the last little section I just did, like, it was so hard to follow the trail. It was so confusing. Maybe it's because it's like so wet and foggy, but it was just like really hard to keep track of, which was very frustrating. I don't know what is up with this part of the trail, but it's been just like carnage. Like, I'm afraid a tree's gonna freaking follow me. But it's been like that for like a mile or two. I swear. This part of the trail is not it. But we are almost to the car. I have never had to go around so many downed trees. And like some of them are so massive. And there's so many of them that it's like, once you go around them, you're just like, where am I? Where's the trail? Like, it's crazy. I'm just wondering what it's from. Like, is it from a fire? Is it from this storm? Like, I wonder if it's new. Like, they look fresh. I'm like, anyways, almost to the car. I really want like sushi and a sake bomb or something. Something good. I'm tired of eating trail food. Made it to the car. It was freaking pouring when I first got here. So yeah, that's the end. And these are sitting on my seat, so I'm gonna eat those. And I'll probably stop and get like a coffee before I get home. Probably pull out my jerky.